Have you ever felt like you're the only one going through rough times? It's a sensation that can be all too familiar. A sense of loneliness, a feeling of being lost in the vast expanse of life's challenges. But let me assure you, it's a perception that's often far from reality. Picture this. I remember a time when I was standing at the edge of a precipice, metaphorically speaking, of course. Life had thrown curveball after curveball, and I was on the brink of despair. I felt like I was the only one battling these demons, that my struggles were unique, isolated. But then, I had an epiphany. I started to open up, to share my experiences, and in doing so I found that I was far from alone. I discovered that the very trials I was facing, others had faced before. The very struggles that seemed so unique were, in fact, shared by many. It was a revelation that was both humbling and empowering. You see, life is a shared journey. We are all passengers on this ride. And while our routes may differ, our destinations are often the same. We all seek happiness, fulfilment, and purpose. And the hurdles we encounter along the way, they are part and parcel of this journey. However, what makes this voyage less daunting is the support, the camaraderie that comes from acknowledging that we are all in this together. That's right, my friends. Community is key. It's in the shared laughter, the shared tears, the shared victories, and even the shared defeats that we find our strength. So the next time you find yourself feeling alone, remember this. Your struggles, your battles, they are not yours alone. There are others out there who have been where you are, who understand what you're going through. Reach out, share, connect. Because in this vast expanse of life's challenges, there's a community ready to stand with you. Remember, no man is an island. We all have our battles, and there's strength in unity. Do you know what's braver than suffering in silence, asking for help? In a world that often equates masculinity with strength and stoicism, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that seeking help is a sign of weakness. But let me tell you a story. Once, I was in a place where the weight of my troubles seemed too heavy to bear alone. I tried to carry it all by myself, believing that that was the manly thing to do, but all it did was push me deeper into the shadows of despair. Then, one day I found myself sitting across from a therapist, my heart pounding with fear and shame. I didn't want to be there, didn't want to admit that I needed help, but as I started to share my burdens, something miraculous happened. I began to feel lighter, less isolated. The darkness that had been my constant companion started to recede. It wasn't an instant transformation, but each session brought a little more light, a little more hope. I realized that reaching out for help didn't make me weak, it made me human. We all have our struggles, our battles to fight, and sometimes we need someone to help us navigate through the storm. Therapists, counselors, they're not there to judge or belittle our struggles. They're there to guide us, to help us understand our feelings and find healthier ways to cope. So, to anyone out there who's struggling, remember this. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to admit that you're not okay. You don't have to face your battles alone. There are people out there who want to help, who can help. You just have to take that first brave step and reach out. And let's remember, seeking help isn't a one-time thing. It's a journey, a commitment to self-improvement and mental well-being. It's about understanding that it's not just okay, but essential to ask for help when you need it. Courage isn't about facing battles alone, but knowing when to reach out for a helping hand. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be truly vulnerable? A question to ponder on. Many of us are led to believe that being vulnerable is a sign of weakness, that it's something to be avoided at all costs. But let's challenge this misconception together, shall we? Picture this. A man, let's call him John, finds himself in a situation where he feels overwhelmed, unsure, and a bit lost. He's been taught that men don't show emotions, that they must always have a handle on things. And so, he keeps his feelings to himself, buried deep within, creating a silent turmoil. One day, John finds the courage to open up to a friend about his struggles. He shares his fears, his doubts, his feelings of inadequacy. He allows himself to be truly vulnerable. And guess what? His friend doesn't judge him. Instead, they offer comfort, understanding, and support. John feels a weight lifted off his shoulders. He realizes that it's okay to not have all the answers, to not be okay all the time. In his vulnerability, John found strength. This story isn't just about John, it's about all of us. We all have moments of doubt, of fear, of uncertainty, and it's okay to express these feelings. It's okay to be vulnerable. In fact, it's more than okay, it's necessary. Embracing vulnerability allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. It fosters understanding, empathy, and compassion. It reminds us that we are human, that we are not alone in our struggles. By expressing our feelings openly, we give others the opportunity to support us, and in turn, we learn to support others in their moments of vulnerability. So let's embrace our vulnerability. Let's allow ourselves to feel, to express, to connect. Let's remember that it's okay to not be okay, because in our vulnerability we find our strength, we find our humanity, we find connection. Vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your humanity and strength. Let these words resonate within you, and may they guide you on your journey towards embracing vulnerability. Do you remember to take care of your most valuable asset? Yourself. Take a moment to ponder on this. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, forgetting to take a step back and focus on our own well-being. But let me tell you, self-care, both physical and mental, is not a luxury, but a necessity. Let me share a story from my own life. There was a time when I was so engrossed in my work that I neglected my physical health and mental peace. My productivity started to decline, and my stress levels soared. Then one day I decided to change. I started prioritizing my health, my mental peace, and my happiness. The result, not only did my productivity shoot up, but I also started feeling happier and more content. This isn't just my story. It's the story of countless others who have realized the importance of self-care and made it a priority in their lives. And you know what? You can do it too. Start with the basics. Get enough sleep. Your body needs time to rest and rejuvenate. Watch what you eat. A balanced diet fuels your body and mind, keeping you active and alert. But self-care isn't just about the physical. It's also about taking care of your mental and emotional health. Take time out of your day to do things you love. Read a book, play a musical instrument, go for a walk in nature. These activities aren't a waste of time. They are essential for your mental well-being. And remember, it's okay to say no. You don't have to agree to everything that's asked of you. Setting boundaries is a crucial part of self-care. Lastly, don't forget to check in with yourself regularly. Ask yourself, how am I doing? Listen to your body and mind. They often tell you what you need. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. So make self-care a priority, because you, my friend, are worth it. Do you believe in your potential even when times are tough? I want to share a story with you, a story that changed my life. There was a time when I doubted myself, when I was on the brink of giving up. My goals seemed unreachable, like stars in the sky, beautiful to look at but impossible to touch. I felt small and insignificant, a tiny speck in the vast universe. But then something happened. I started to believe in my potential. I realized that the stars in the sky are not unreachable. They are just like us, burning brightly, full of potential. They are made of the same elements that make up our bodies. In a way, we are stars. We have the potential to shine brightly, to light up the world with our brilliance. Believing in your potential is not about arrogance or overconfidence. It's about acknowledging the inherent worth and abilities within you. It's about understanding that you have unique talents and skills, that you have something valuable to offer the world. Think of a seed. It's small, seemingly insignificant, but within that seed is the potential to become a mighty tree, to grow tall and strong, to produce fruit and provide shelter. That seed doesn't know what it's capable of until it's planted and nurtured. You are that seed. You have the potential to grow and thrive, to achieve your goals and make a difference in the world. Believing in your potential is the first step in overcoming obstacles. It's the foundation upon which you build your success. When you believe in your potential, you give yourself the permission to try, to make mistakes, to learn and grow. You stop limiting yourself and start exploring what you're truly capable of. So I ask you again, do you believe in your potential? Do you believe that you have what it takes to achieve your goals, to overcome your challenges, to become the person you want to be? Believing in your potential is the first step towards achieving greatness. You are capable of more than you think. So what does all this mean for you? Well, let's break it down. You're never alone in your struggles, even when it feels like it. There are people out there who want to help you, who want to see you thrive. It's okay to reach out and seek their help. It's okay to let your guard down, to be vulnerable. Embrace it. It's a part of being human. Remember to take care of yourself too. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths and quiet nights in. It's about setting boundaries. It's about saying no when you need to. It's about doing what's best for you. And lastly, believe in your potential. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. You are resilient, you are strong, and you have the power to shape your life however you want. So what does all this mean for you? Remember, it's not about the struggles you face, but how you choose to respond to them. You have the power to change your life. And remember, you are not alone.